Summary of the Dichotomy of Leadership by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. Jocko Willink and Leif Babin's The Dichotomy of Leadership builds on the principles from their earlier book, Extreme Ownership, and explores the nuanced balance required for effective leadership. The authors, both former Navy SEALs, illustrate that great leadership involves navigating between opposing forces, or dichotomies, to achieve success. They highlight the importance of adaptability, self-awareness, and balance in leading teams effectively. 1. The core concept, Dichotomy of Leadership. The central premise of the book is that leadership is not about absolutes. Instead, it requires a delicate balance between extremes. For every effective leadership trait, there is an opposing one that, if taken too far, can lead to failure. Leaders must be assertive, but not overbearing, disciplined, but not rigid, and humble, but not passive. Recognizing these dichotomies and adjusting behavior accordingly is essential for long-term success. 2. Balancing responsibility and delegation. One of the key dichotomies discussed is the balance between taking responsibility and delegating tasks. Leaders must own the outcomes of their team's performance, but they should avoid trying to do everything themselves. Effective delegation builds trust, empowers team members, and allows leaders to focus on strategic decisions. However, if leaders delegate too much and fail to provide guidance, it can result in disorganization and confusion. 3. Balancing aggressiveness and caution. Leaders must balance taking decisive action with exercising caution. While bold moves often lead to success, they must be calculated and based on sound reasoning. Recklessness can endanger the team and mission. The goal is to be aggressive enough to seize opportunities but cautious enough to mitigate unnecessary risk. This principle is especially relevant in combat scenarios but also applies to business and daily leadership challenges. 4. Balancing discipline and flexibility. Discipline is essential for maintaining structure and ensuring that objectives are met. However, excessive discipline can lead to rigidity, making it difficult to adapt to changing circumstances. Leaders should establish processes and protocols that create order, but they must also be willing to break or adjust these rules when the situation demands it. This flexibility allows teams to remain agile in the face of uncertainty. 5. Balancing humility and confidence. Another critical balance is between humility and confidence. Humble leaders listen to their teams, admit mistakes, and learn from feedback. However, too much humility can result in passivity and an inability to make decisions. Confidence is necessary for inspiring trust and driving action, but if taken too far, it becomes arrogance, which can alienate team members and lead to poor decision-making. Striking the right balance requires self-awareness and an openness to feedback. 6. Caring for the team versus mission-first mentality. Leaders must strike a balance between caring for their team and prioritizing the mission. Caring too much for the well-being of the team could lead to leniency and reduced performance standards. Conversely, focusing solely on the mission could result in burnout or resentment among team members. Willink and Babin emphasize the need to inspire loyalty and camaraderie while keeping the team focused on mission objectives. 7. Planning without overplanning. Effective leaders are strategic planners, but overplanning can be counterproductive. The best leaders create plans that are flexible and adaptable to changing circumstances. Instead of preparing for every possible outcome, they prepare for the most probable scenarios. This approach maintains preparedness without wasting time and effort on unlikely possibilities. 8. The role of accountability. Accountability is essential for building a high-performing team. Leaders must hold their teams accountable for their actions and results, but excessive micromanagement can erode trust. Instead of constantly monitoring every move, leaders should trust their team members to take ownership of their responsibilities. This approach fosters independence, professional growth, and a stronger sense of commitment. 9. Following as a form of leadership. One of the most counterintuitive dichotomies of leadership is the idea that sometimes, the best leaders know when to follow. No leader knows everything, and often subordinates possess skills or knowledge that make them the best person to lead a specific task. Willink and Babin encourage leaders to recognize when it is better to follow the expertise of others rather than asserting control. This practice strengthens the team and improves decision-making. 10. Final takeaways. Willink and Babin conclude that every leadership trait has an opposing extreme that can be equally detrimental. By being mindful of these dichotomies, leaders can develop a balanced approach that strengthens their teams and achieves mission success. The key is to remain aware of the pendulum swings between opposing forces and adjust behavior accordingly. If you enjoyed this summary, drop a like. Be sure to subscribe for more leadership-based content in less than 10 minutes. Willink, Jocko, and Leif Babin. The Dichotomy of Leadership. St. Martin's Press, 2018.